welcome to this week's Mistress M.
Hello.
With Aidsy.
Special guests.
And of course Angry. Now this week I brought them in because I read this book. Yep, I did.
I didn't read a book.
He did look at some pictures though, so that's okay.
And this book is called Pornland, How Porn Has Hijacked Our Sexuality by Gail Dines. I don't know whether that's Dines as in the cat food or Dines, who knows. Anyway, Gail puts forward the theory that porn has hijacked our society and has made it worse.
Okay, of the list of things that make society worse, I'd have about 50 before porn, just by the by.
I just like the idea of getting on a plane and going, I'm taking this fuck boat to Denver. And like you have everyone naked on a plane. And then you got to fly to Cuba.
See, I've seen that movie.
Yeah. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Society's being hijacked by porn. No banking for you.
Anyway, look, obviously, apologies to Gail, I have oversimplified. She puts forward a very good argument, and I was utterly convinced by it, except for the fact that I then talked to some boys, and they said porn's not so bad, and it's not as scary as Gail makes out.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do think there's a bit of alarmism about how... Yeah, but let's be honest, we're talking about internet porn and the mainstreaming of...
There's other kinds of porn?
Yeah, the mainstreaming of quite extreme porn. And look, there are big issues, because I hear people say dumb shit that clearly comes from believing porn. Well,
with me, with my dating life, you've already heard that I've actually had a guy who hadn't even kissed me yet said... When I come, where do you want me to come on you? Like that was a normal question to ask someone you haven't...
It's polite, I think. That's
well, actually, it's not normal.
I like surprises.
Yeah.
Spontaneity.
Okay.
The idea of the fact
not
that
there, I just have my hair done.
And he's not the only one. I mean, I have come across other young gentlemen.
But did you ask them where beforehand?
This thing that where the young men are learning their etiquette and their sexual how-to from porn rather than...
Yeah. Look, and we've discussed this before, and I think I've even used this line that I read somewhere else. It's not my line, but I love it. It's saying you learned all about sex from porn is like saying you learned to drive from playing Grand Theft Auto. You may get a visual of the mechanics involved, but...
and you'll rape some people?
Yes.
Isn't that Grand Theft Auto?
No, it's usually consensual in Grand Theft Auto.
Traditionally.
Oh.
The only non-consensual thing is the random murders.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, okay.
Because this is...
People don't agree to being murdered?
No, very rarely.
Often.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, my apologies. See, there you go, and this is where... As somebody who doesn't consume a lot of internet porn or Grand Theft Auto, I have some pretty weird ideas about both.
Grand Theft Auto porn.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome.
That would be okay.
From what I understood, all video games were now violent and sexual, and all video games are also a little bit evil.
Well, see, so is rock and roll, so are comic books.
Oh, yeah, shit.
So is TV, so is Hollywood.
Especially comic books.
Yeah, especially the ones we read. But that's another story.
Alright, so back to internet porn, and I mean, my thing is it's very different to the sort of porn we snuck a look at when we were kids. I mean, you go and steal your dad's Playboy, or you break into his briefcase with the combination 000, wasn't that tricky. Or as a girl, you read Flowers in the Attic, or some Harold Robbins and get some very weird ideas about it, but, you know, it's isolated and it's smaller amounts, it's not...
But look, honestly, all I needed to know about sex I learned from 1970s Penthouse magazine forum letters.
Okay, so you were expecting to walk into every locker room and have cheer girls undress for you?
No, actually, for all the jokes aside, in the 70s, the forum letters weren't that unrealistic.
Right.
What it was, there was heaps more drugs than you get now.
There was.
And heaps more man-on-man gay sex. It was all bi. It was all. They weren't gay. It was just they were camping.
Curious, right.
They were camping and had a few drinks. What else were you going to do?
Exactly.
They weren't queer or anything. And if you have a chick involved, it doesn't matter what the two guys do in the 70s. But I mean I'm half joking and half serious. It did tell a lot about human sexuality because it's the written word. The written word is, even in its most blatant, a little bit more subtle than video.
Yeah.
A little bit, at least.
Yeah. I was about to give an example by verbalising something, but of course then we'll just get flagged. So bugger that. I'm not saying anything rude. You can't flag us. We're just talking about porn.
Yeah. Let's get flagged. No, wait, no. So, but look, the thing. I think some of the stories that people say about the demon porn on the internet is not true, but it's does.
Got horns.
It does. It does. But look, your example of someone being dumb. The dumbest one I heard was on a woman's blog, and she's actually having sex with this guy, and
on the blog.
Yeah, on the blog. She's live blogging the sex.
Oh, God, really?
No, I'm making that up.
No, okay, well, I'd believe people would be that retarded.
Now he's sticking it in.
No, well,
Twinkle fingers.
Yeah, so...
See, I find when I'm having this, I can't... No, sorry.
Yeah. So what she said, this guy was going for all these awkward positions that weren't actually enjoyable, but were obvious porn positions.
Yeah.
And because he thought that's how actual women like to have sex, for enjoyment, rather than doing it for the visual style. And she actually said to him, God, you watch a lot of porn, don't you? And he thought it was a compliment and said, yeah, baby, what's your style? And she goes, learn how a fucking woman works, you idiot.
Well, yeah, and look, I went, in the name of research, I typed free porn for women by women into the interwebs the other day, and there's a lot that purports to be, but there's no free stuff, so I can't tell you what it was like.
Yeah, all the best stuff costs money, and we're not spending money on research like that, okay?
Yeah, we don't have the money to research
Not
porn on the internet.
Yeah. Hey, look, if you run a for-pay, high-quality porn site, send us a password and we'll do a review.
Yeah,
in the name of science.
Absolutely, in the name of
Not
science.
since Angry took
the free
company credit card off me, do I get to research any more of those sites? No.
They don't even give you company tiddlywinks. What are you talking about?
So I just went to free porn and went and looked at female friendly, and can I just say, fuck no, not friendly. Well, it wasn't female friendly. It was just less offensive than the other free porn that was available.
Did it have friendly females in it?
Maybe that's what they were doing.
Oh, right.
They were very accommodating.
And can I just don't want in my head ever again. The women who were squirting, what the...
look, there's a fetish for everyone. That's technically illegal in Australia, by the way, because they're really only peeing. And pee and scat is illegal in Australia.
Because I was just going, that's not a woman squirting. That's a woman exuding gallons of what looks very much like water or urine to me.
Yeah, and look, before you're already in there commenting like, no, squirting's real. Yes, I believe in human physiology with certain females it's real. What's on porn sites is pissing. Okay?
No, stuff on porn sites is fake. Who knew? Oh my God!
Look, that's the thing.
No, they really love it. Every second.
If you get onto the wrestling, I'm going to get violent.
Yeah. So look, if porn floats your boat,
Is there porn wrestling?
Oh, no, actually, you just no.
Rule
Things
23.
that have been seen that can't be
23.
unseen, and
Hulk
you just reminded me
Hogan
of stuff
going
I've seen.
it with the
Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Now that'd be like slash fiction rather than actual video.
Yes,
But
it'll be there.
It'll be there.
It will be.
And if it hasn't been there before, it'll be there now.
If you treat porn as real, it will probably fuck up your sex life and fuck up your life generally.
So how does an 11-year-old boy tell the difference between what's real and what's not real? Like, how is an 11-year-old boy meant to know that women don't squirt constantly, that women aren't always on all fours begging for you to give them the big black cock stuff? It's, I mean...
11-year-olds think Pokemon's real. They're idiots. Are we worried about idiots now?
Not really, no.
Well, it's just Pokemon's
No, it's really cruel. Sorry.
Pokemon's not shaping their
11-year-olds
sexuality.
get
Oh, let me tell you.
No!
when I go to a convention and see some Misty cosplay, it's affecting my
And when I
sexuality.
see bloody Digimon DNA, I know something's going on too. It's not right, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Look, 11-year-olds turn into 15-year-olds who get told no. And they continue to get told no until they're about 35.
Can I look? I'm going to break the guy code for a minute. And
Yeah.
I've done this before because I'm always hearing this thing about. There's a story that teenage girls feel compelled to give blowjobs because it's expected of them. Everyone does it; they should do it. You know, and they're expected to do all these things. Guys of any age would crawl over barbed wire for a mile just for half a chance, okay?
yeah.
I'm not saying don't give it up. You know, your sexuality is your sexuality. But the idea that you have to or no one will like you, I'm sorry, that's just bullshit guys like us spin to get some. It's not real. It is not real.
However, all guys are giving amazing head by having learned how to do it properly from... No, not true. Not true. Unfortunately, very much not true. The point is, perhaps everyone should be going out and finding some more about their sexuality and other people's sexuality from something other than porn.
And what would that be?
They should watch Mistress M.
I think so. That's some good, genuine information about sexuality.
But yeah, I mean, I've advocated them before. There's the how-to videos. There's there's lovers' guides, which
I couldn't reach it, but I've built a great coffee table.
And so the women like me anyway.
Well, it's just there are
It's
other
a bassinet
options.
carrier worth a blowjob. I'm just asking.
I bet you it is in some woman's lexicon.
All male endeavour through all history has been for the sole purpose of getting some.
I have climbed Everest.
It's sort of like, why aren't women overrepresented in all these fields? They're not as desperate to score a win.
Yeah. Admittedly, watching a guy make stuff is kind of sexy. That's porn for women. And I know there's a joke book out there that it's guys doing housework. It's not guys doing housework. It's guys making things and doing things. And
Check it out.
Being competent.
I made a pile.
Yeah. And that's actually a fair achievement for AIDSy.
that's almost sexy, Adrian.
Yeah.
Look, but
Okay, so it's about porn. I'll take my clothes off then.
and that's the last porn anyone will ever watch.
That's it. No, I think we need to sign off for this week. This has been our discussion about porn. Thank you very much. Your homework, as always, is to love yourself and touch yourself and love each other, but also respect yourself and respect other people. And if you don't know a lot, go and find out more from books and things. Okay, we've got to go.